Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're ditching the global headlines and diving deep into our own backyard.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Sarasota and Manatee counties.
All right.
All thanks to this awesome community newsletter I found. It's packed with local events and developments, even a weather forecast.
Wow.
So, if you ever wished for like a cheat sheet to what's happening locally, well, you've come to the right place.
It's like having your finger on the pulse of the community, really seeing what matters to the people who live and breathe this area.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's jump right in. The Did You Know section really caught my eye. It's about Sarasota circus history and an upcoming performance by Circus Sarasota.
So that's interesting. Sarasota isn't called the circus capital of the world for nothing. John Ringling, the Ringling Brothers guy, made Sarasota his winter home way back when. And that legacy lives on. It's fascinating.
Right. So these upcoming Circus Sarasota shows, they're carrying the torch, huh? They've got acrobats, clowns, all sorts of acts from around the world. I bet it's more than just your average circus.
Oh, absolutely. It's a visual spectacle, a blend of athleticism and artistry and entertainment. And it attracts tourists and locals alike, which is great for the community.
Awesome. Speaking of attracting people, this newsletter has a jam-packed mark your calendar section. We got free concerts, festivals, you name it. I'm already feeling overwhelmed just reading it.
Well, let's break it down then. What's catching your eye?
Okay, first up, gotta love the free stuff, right?
Yeah.
The Ski Rees water ski show is always a hit, especially on a hot day.
Yeah.
And then there's the Suncoast Concert Band and the Brown Bag Concert Series at Philippia State Park. Something for everyone.
Right, and free events are vital, especially now. They make arts and entertainment accessible to everyone, regardless of their budget. It's all about community building.
I love that. Now, for those looking for something a little more festive, there's the St. Patrick's Shamrock Bar Crawl. That's got to be a sight to see.
A sea of green, no doubt. And for a more family-friendly option, the Sarasota County Fair. A classic for a reason. Rides, food, livestock shows. It's a tradition that spans over a century.
Wow. I'm seeing a lot of art events, too. We've got the Downtown Sarasota Fine Art and Craft Fair and Art in the Park happening back-to-back. That's perfect for art enthusiasts who want a whole weekend of browsing.
It's interesting how they scheduled those so close together. It's like they created a mini art festival atmosphere, drawing in more people and giving local artists a bigger platform to showcase their work.
Yeah, smart. And for something a little edgier, there's Ringling Underground at the Museum of Art Courtyard. Live music, local art, a bit of a different scene.
Definitely appeals to a younger crowd. It's great to see the newsletter highlighting these up-and-coming artists alongside the more established events. Gives them exposure and adds to the cultural diversity of the community.
For sure. And finally, every Saturday until May, we have the Bradenton Public Market, fresh produce, local crafts, live music. It's the full package.
These public markets are more than just places to shop. They're really community hubs, fostering connections between local vendors and residents. Plus, they often incubate small businesses, contributing to the local economy.
Okay, so much for fun and games. Let's dive into the recent area announcements section. First up, the Longboat Key referendum on replacing an underwater wastewater pipeline.
Oh, okay.
Sounds a bit dry, but I have a feeling it's more important than it sounds.
It absolutely is. This isn't just about replacing old pipes. It's about protecting Sarasota Bay. A failing pipeline could have serious ecological consequences. We're talking potential pollution and damage to marine life.
Oh, wow. So this referendum is basically about whether the town can borrow money to fund this project, huh?
Exactly.
High stakes.
And that's where things get interesting. It raises questions about who pays for these essential infrastructure upgrades and what the long-term environmental costs might be if they don't.
Definitely something for Longboat Key residents to think about. On a more positive note, there's news about a conservation easement on the Ellingide property. Another 14.5 acres protected from development.
That's a big win for local conservation efforts. These easements are crucial for preserving natural habitats and the unique character of our region. It's not just about protecting land, it's about preserving a way of life.
I like that. Speaking of development, we've got news about a luxury condo project by the Ronto Group. 2 high-end towers replacing Pier 550.
And we're not talking about your average condos here. These are multi-million-dollar units. Starting prices around $4.2 million. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, talk about luxury living.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder about the bigger picture. Does this type of development price out longtime residents? Does it change the character of the community? It's something to consider.
It's a valid concern. Sarasota is experiencing a real estate boom, and that can lead to affordability challenges. It's important to strike a balance between attracting new investment and preserving what makes this area special.
Good point. Now let's shift gears to some news that affects everyone. Garbage collection changes in Sarasota County.
Ah, the glamorous world of garbage collection.
Right. Apparently, there's a new provider starting March 31st, and that means potential changes to pickup days. Luckily, the county has an online map so residents can check their new schedule.
It's a good reminder to stay informed about these seemingly mundane local government decisions. They can have a real impact on your daily life.
For sure. Okay, enough about garbage. Let's talk about something a little sweeter. The upcoming opening of Yoder's Pie Craft Coffee Company.
Now, that's something I can get behind. It's a new concept from the folks behind Yoder's Restaurant, a local favorite.
I'm already picturing those delicious pies and a steaming cup of coffee. I have a feeling this place is going to be a hit.
It's smart of them to branch out. A new concept like this caters to a different crowd and expands their customer base. Plus, it adds to the culinary landscape of the area.
Now let's move on to some infrastructure updates.
Yeah.
The SR-72 Stickney Point Bridge Improvement Project is wrapping up this month.
That's good news for anyone who uses that bridge. Extending its lifespan and improving reliability is essential for transportation and safety. It might not be flashy, but it's crucial for a community's functionality.
Right. Speaking of functionality, there's also progress on the pedestrian bridges along the Legacy Trail. 2 new bridges are slated for completion in March and June.
That's fantastic. The Legacy Trail is a beloved recreational path, and these bridges will enhance safety and accessibility for cyclists and pedestrians. It shows a commitment to promoting active lifestyles and connecting the community.
Now, let's give a shout out to a local business making waves nationally. Sarasota-based Nautilus Homes has won 6 awards from the National Association of Home Builders.
That's quite an accomplishment. It speaks to the quality and innovation coming out of our local building industry.
And finally, in our community news roundup, we have the opening of a new law enforcement training center in Miaka City.
This is a major investment in public safety. It'll provide state-of-the-art training facilities for our law enforcement personnel, ensuring they're well-equipped to serve and protect our community.
We've covered a lot of ground here. Circus acts, festivals, environmental concerns, development projects, and even garbage collection. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive...
You want to know if it's sun or shade in our future?
You read my mind. Let's see what the sun or shade, your weather outlook section, has in store for us. After all, we can't plan our adventures without knowing what Mother Nature has in mind, right?
As we were going through all this local news, it struck me how much it reflects what's happening nationally.
Oh, interesting. You mean like a microcosm of bigger trends?
Exactly. Take the Longboat Key pipeline, for example. Aging infrastructure is a huge issue across the country, not just here. And finding sustainable solutions, especially when it comes to our waterways, is a national conversation.
So what happens in Longboat Key could have implications for other coastal communities facing similar challenges.
Absolutely. It sets a precedent, And the outcome of that referendum could influence how other towns approach infrastructure upgrades and environmental protection. It's a reminder that local decisions can have ripple effects.
Okay, that makes sense. And on a different note, the conservation easement we talked about, that seems to tie into a bigger movement towards land preservation, right?
You're spot on. People are recognizing the value of green spaces, not just for the environment, but for their own well-being. So protecting places like the Elling-Ide property contributes to a national effort to preserve natural beauty and combat climate change.
It's like a local action with global impact.
Precisely. And then there's the development side of things. Those luxury condo towers, while impressive, also reflect a trend we're seeing in many desirable areas, a surge in high-end development.
And with that comes the question of affordability, right? Can longtime residents keep up with rising housing costs? Does the community change in ways that aren't necessarily beneficial for everyone?
Those are the tough questions communities have to grapple with. Attracting investment is important, but so is preserving the diversity and character of a place. It's a balancing act.
Okay, I see the connection there. And even something like the garbage collection changes, while not as exciting as condos or conservation, speaks to a broader trend, the privatization of public services.
Right, that's a hot-button issue. On the one hand, you have arguments about efficiency and cost savings. On the other, concerns about accountability and potential cuts in service quality.
It's a complex issue, for sure. But it highlights the importance of citizen engagement at the local level. People need to be informed and have a voice in these decisions that impact their lives.
Couldn't agree more. It's about holding those in power accountable and ensuring that changes benefit the entire community.
Now, going back to something a bit lighter, Sarasota's circus history. It got me thinking about the role of the circus in American culture as a whole.
It's a fascinating topic. The circus used to be a major form of entertainment, drawing people from all walks of life.
It was a spectacle, for sure, but also a reflection of society, showcasing diversity and a sense of adventure. And even though the traditional circus isn't as prominent today, those elements still resonate.
Absolutely. We see it in contemporary circus acts, theater performances, even things like Cirque du Soleil. That blend of artistry, athleticism, and spectacle continues to captivate audiences.
It makes me appreciate Circus Sarasota even more. They're keeping a tradition alive while also pushing boundaries and entertaining a new generation.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, the awards won by Nautilus Homes got me thinking about architectural innovation on a larger scale.
Oh, well, so.
Well, it's not just about designing beautiful buildings. It's about incorporating sustainability, energy efficiency, and new materials. It's about creating structures that are both functional and responsible.
So those awards reflect a broader shift towards more sustainable and forward-thinking architecture.
Exactly. And it's happening everywhere, not just in big cities. It's exciting to see a local firm like Nautilus Homes being recognized for their contributions to this movement.
Okay, last connection before we move on. The opening of Yoder's Piecraft Coffee Company. Does that tie into any larger trends?
Definitely. It reflects the rise of niche businesses, especially in the food and beverage industry. People are craving authenticity, unique experiences, and products made with care.
So it's not just about the pie and coffee, it's about the whole experience.
Exactly. It's about connecting with a local business, supporting a small entrepreneur, and enjoying something special that you can't find just anywhere.
It makes you appreciate the little things. And speaking of little things, maybe we should check out Yoder's after we wrap up here.
Now you're speaking my language. A little field research is always a good idea, especially when it involves pie.
All right, deal. But first, we need to finish this deep dive. We've got a weather forecast to decode, and it looks like there might be a few surprises in store.
Hmm.
All right, time to check the forecast. The sun or shade section has all the details. And, reading this, it's not just about temperatures and rain chances.
What's fascinating is how much goes into a forecast. It's a blend of science and data analysis and even a bit of intuition,
Yeah.
trying to predict what Mother Nature will do.
Right. Okay, let's break it down day by day. Sunday kicks off with a high of 79, mostly sunny. Perfect for that Ski Rees water ski show we mentioned, right?
Absolutely. And with a low of 62, the evening should be pleasant too. Maybe some outdoor dining or a stroll along the bayfront.
Oh, I like that. Monday looks similar. High of 80, partly cloudy. Still great weather for the Bradenton Public Market or that Suncoast Concert Band performance.
That slight increase in cloud cover might be a good thing. Offers a bit of relief from the intense Florida sun, especially for those who aren't used to it.
True, true. Now Tuesday is where it gets interesting. High of 81, full sunshine. Beach day. Anyone.
Textbook Florida weather.
Yeah.
The kind of day that draws people from all over.
But hold on, Wednesday throws a curveball. The high drops to 78, and there's a 20% chance of rain.
Ah, yes. Typical for this time of year. Cold fronts move through, bringing a chance of showers and slightly cooler temperatures.
So maybe swap the flip-flops for some closed-toed shoes and pack an umbrella just in case.
It's always a good idea to be prepared in Florida. Weather can change quickly.
For sure. Thursday keeps the cooler trend going. High of 77, scattered showers. That 30% chance of rain makes it a bit iffy for outdoor plans.
Definitely good to have a backup plan. Maybe explore one of the museums or catch a movie if those showers roll in.
But fear not, sunshine lovers. The weekend brings back the clear skies and warmer temps. Friday has a high of 79, mostly sunny. Perfect for those art fairs downtown.
And Saturday rounds out the week with a high of 80 and clear skies. Whether you're at the Bradenton Market or that Shamrock Bar Crawl, the weather should cooperate.
So even with a few showers midweek, there's still plenty to do, both indoors and out.
It's all about embracing the variety that Sarasota and Manatee counties offer. There's truly something for everyone, rain or shine.
I love that. And speaking of variety, we've covered a lot in this deep dive, from circus history and local events to development projects and even the intricacies of weather forecasting. I feel like I've gotten a real insider's view of what's happening in our community.
It's amazing how much information and insight we can glean from something as simple as a community newsletter.
It reminds us that even in the digital age, connecting with our local communities, both online and offline, is so important.
It's about fostering a sense of belonging, having meaningful conversations, and contributing to the well-being of the places we call home.
So as you go about your week, take a moment to appreciate what makes your community special. Attend an event, support a local business, strike up a conversation with a neighbor. You never know what connections you might make or what you might discover.
Every community has a story to tell, and it's often in those local details that we find the most fascinating and enriching aspects of life.
Well said. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Sarasota and Manatee counties. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring.